The first item on the list is to open a terminal console, and we're going to use Vim to create and save a file. And we've already done that, but it's always good to see it again to practice. Okay, so I just right-clicked on the desktop and open terminal. Oh, and remember there's different ways of doing it. You can also do applications, utilities, scroll down, and then terminal. Same thing, different ways. Whatever you prefer. Okay, so we want to navigate to documents because we are just going to create a file. So first, I always like to do, I'm going to do ls just to see where I am. And to go into the documents folder, you just do cd and then documents. Remember that in Linux, things are case sensitive, so you have to do the capital D. And now you see that there is documents on the prompt. Okay. All right, so now I want to create and open a file in Vim. So you just do VI, and I'm just going to call it doc3.html. Enter. So I just created a file, and I opened it. Okay, so when you create and open a file, or when you go into Vim, you're automatically in command mode. So that means that you can't type. I'm pressing a letter here and nothing's happening. Okay, but you basically, if you wanted to go into insertion mode where you can type something, you just type in the letter I. Okay, and then you can, well, after you do the letter I, be sure on the bottom it says insert, or you can just start typing in, but just make sure if for some reason your letters aren't coming out, and that means it's not on insert and you're in command mode. And I will show you what you do in command mode later. There is a reason to switch back and forth. Okay, so we are not in command mode because we typed in the letter I. We have insert appearing on the bottom. So now to save and quit the Vim editor, we are just going to type in, well, we're going to actually first hit the escape key on your keyboard. Remember, that's the top left corner of your keyboard. And then type in :WQ. So now I type something in. Notice how it says insert on the bottom here. When I do escape, it goes away. I'm in command mode. And when I type in the colon, it shows up on the bottom, WQ. Press enter, and now you're back to the prompt. You do an ls, and you see that you do have the document created there. Okay. All right, so the next item here is create a file to name later. Okay, so remember earlier we did VI and then doc3. Well, if you just type in VI, maybe you just want to create a document, you don't know what you're going to name it, you can just type in VI. So I do VI and then enter, and now I have a document here, and we have a wonderful message here for some reason. So I'm just going to type in :Q. It's interesting that it did that. Hasn't done it before. I'm going to do I to insert, and even though that message is there, you can still type and it goes away. But that doesn't happen all the time. Okay. Okay, so we did VI, we were in command mode. I did the I was in insert mode, and I'm still in insert mode. Now, if I want to save and quit the Vim editor and save the document as doc4.html, just like we did before, you do the escape key. Remember again, insert is on the bottom. I hit escape, it goes away. So now I can do :WQ space, and now the name of my file, doc4.html. Press enter, and now we're at the prompt again, ls, and now we have doc3 and doc4. Okay. This one says reopen doc2, but it's not there. So I'm going to open doc3. So just to reopen a file, you do bi doc, whatever file you want to open, enter, and that's what I typed in earlier. Okay, and to navigate the file, remember I mentioned that there's a difference between the insertion mode and the command mode. The insertion mode is when you want to type things in. Command mode is when you want to do other things. For example, you want to use the arrow keys or go up, down, left, and right. Okay, so let me just show you an example of using the arrow keys. You know, you do the right arrow, you do the left arrow, and unfortunately I don't have more text here. So let me go ahead and open up the I want to open up a different file. So I'm going to do :WQ. And I actually want to, no, I can't, never mind. I'll just add a line here. So I'm going to do I for insertion mode. And I did end to go to the end of the line. And now I have second line. So I just went into insertion mode just so I can have two lines here to show you that the arrow keys and what they do. Now they actually work here as well, but there are other options. For example, if I were to type in HJKL, well, those letters come up. But there's another option to use those letters as navigation. So if I get out of insertion mode, see how it's an insert, I press escape. And now if I were, okay, well, let me just show the arrow keys real quick, up and down, left and right. But if you also try the H, notice how it goes to the left, and you don't see that I'm typing the H, but I really am. Okay, so H goes toward the left, J goes down, but we can't go down any further. K goes up, so now if I do J, K, J, K, J, K, and then L, let me go down, L goes towards the right. So H, L, H, L, and then J, or K, J, K, J, K, J. So that's just another way of navigating through command line or the command mode. All right, so that's it. That's all that we have now, for now, to use Vim to create and save a file and navigate a bit.